moving right along here, we're going to start assembling the forks. Now the old dust seals were, one was actually okay, not too bad, and one was ripped. I've got new ones of those. As I mentioned earlier, they really don't do much, and they've got these little nubs in them right here that go in those corresponding holes. And yeah, we're gonna put these in, put the forks together, and then we'll move on. Small update, we've painted the wheels. They're done. They've been drying for about 10 hours or so. We're gonna let them dry for another day or two before we go and mount the tires and put the bearings in, all that. I believe I used about 4 coats on each side, and they look great. Couldn't have asked for a better turnout. So we'll let those dry, we'll mount those up, and then we'll get the party rolling. Okay, here's where we are. We've got the wheels painted, they look real nice. Got the sprocket cleaned up, bearings repacked, new tires on, and we're getting ready to put the brakes on, and then we're going to start assembling the frame. So we will come back once we have a little bit of this done and do a little update. Okay, we have the forks installed. They are a little dirty right now. I got grease all over them. Front wheel is temporarily installed, as well as the back wheel. We've got the shock over there and the swing arm, and I've got the frame stand temporarily in place. Now these are the original shocks. I just cleaned them up a little bit. I'm going to add some washers. I don't believe it originally had it when I took it apart, but the manual appears to call for some washers, and it's not going to hurt anything. It's kind of where I've been at with this build, is I didn't take it all apart on camera, so I don't remember everything, and it was missing a lot of pieces and parts on it from the beginning, so that doesn't help anything. We're going to go ahead and put the bars on. Not a whole lot of progress. I did put the front fender on. Originally, I was going to paint these black because they were pretty rusty. I did put them on the wire wheel, give them a little buff. They're not perfect, but this is not going to be perfect in general. I was really trying to get this to look like new, but it's kind of a lost cause. Unless I replace like the fork tubes and various other parts, it's never going to look new. So I've given up on making it look new. I'm just going to make it look presentable. It'll be solid. Mechanically, it'll be great. So these fenders are just going to be the way you see them now. And just like the shock, I mentioned the shocks. I was originally going to maybe buy new ones. There's really no reason. And I really want to keep this on a budget. Right now, I paid for the Moped $150. That was almost 4 years ago. I've got about $100 in parts, and I need to spend about another $100 plus a seat, so maybe another 150. So we'll have 400, I guess, into this when we're said and done. We've got 250 now, another 100, there's 350. So yeah, 400, 450, and that's maybe what it's worth, maybe less, not sure, but it'll be a lot of fun. Now the motor, you can see it sitting right here. I've cleaned it some, I haven't cleaned it all the way. I've already put a bore scope down the cylinder. It looks good. I'm not going to blow it apart. There's no reason to have to buy all these seals and redo it. I may, down the road, put maybe a big bore kit on it, but for now, I'm going to leave it as is. We're going to install that in there right now. I do want to check compression. You can see I have my compression gauge on there, and I can turn it by hand. It's not the easiest thing to do, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bike to check compression, just to make sure that our rings are not worn. I know the cylinder walls look fine, but I would hate to do all this work, put this in here, and then discover that it needs new rings. So we're going to find out right now, and we are going to install it in the bike, and hopefully we will not take it back out. Holding it with one hand, it's not the easiest task in the world. And I can't see the hole where I'm lying. Oh, there we go. We've got that one started. We're going to put the other 3 in, and then put the pedals on, and we will give it a couple kicks. All right, I've got the engine in place. I've actually got it all snugged down. Maybe a little bit premature. I'm crossing my fingers that compression is good, and I will still clean it up a little bit, but we're going to check compression right now. I've got the compression tester in place, and I have one of the arms, the crank arms installed. No pedal or anything, so hopefully this should work pretty well as a car speeds down the road. But I haven't checked it yet, so you're going to see it as I see it. And I'm not sure exactly what reading we are looking for on this. I'll get the reading and then I'll use the Googles to figure it out. So let's go. That should be enough. We've got 119. So hopefully that's what we're looking for. We'll search and see if that's good. I believe it is. After a quick search, it looks like 119 is perfectly fine. These only need about 90 to run. New, they range from 120 to 170. I'm not sure why, or if that's just what folks have put on the internet. It doesn't have it in the manual that I have, so just gives me part numbers and things for diagnostic, but nothing about the compression rating. I'm gonna do it one more time. Just to make sure we are accurate. Yeah, it's 119 again, and it's really close to 120, but we are good. Next thing I'm gonna check is spark. I'm pretty positive it has spark, at least it did at one point. When I first purchased this, it did start momentarily, just didn't run really well, more than likely due to the carb. Let's get this compression tester out. Guess we could leave it in, and we'll hook up a spark plug and see what we got. We may have to clean the points, which are located behind here. All right, I've cleaned the wiring up, zip tied it. I actually soldered most of the wires together because they were kind of broken. We've cleaned out the magneto, it's good and clean. And now we're gonna see if we got spark. Everything is connected, so we should have spark. Let's check it out. All right, I've got the spark plug just laying here on the head. I've got the switch turned on, so in theory, we should have spark. And it looks like we do. Let's do that one more time. Oh yeah, we got good spark. I'm going to turn it on to the off position just to make sure I don't have spark. Make sure that on-off switch is working. And I don't. Turn it back on. Oh yeah, good spark. Okay, we are draining the remaining oil out. You'll notice I didn't clean the engine up a whole lot. I am going to scrub it down a little bit while it's on the bike. Right now we're going to put the drain plug back in. This is our fill plug, which is a very small hole. Here is the inspection screw, we'll call it. So when you're pouring the oil in, it should start flowing out of there when it's full. And you just pop that back in. Oh, we've got some coming out of the hole. We are full. Okay, we are almost ready to go. We've got our 2-cycle oil in the tank, but we are going to be putting 50-50 mix in the actual gas tank. Reason being is I don't know if the pump is working yet. We got to test that when it's running. I've tested it manually and it seems okay, but I really want to get an idea while it's running. That one's almost empty. A lot of things I did not show on video. We've got new petcock. We've got all new gaskets for the carb, the intake, the exhaust. Everything is, all that is new levers, and maybe I'll eventually go do a breakdown video of what it cost, because of course it was more than I planned on being. All right, I cannot get this to start. I've got spark, I've checked timing, that seems to be okay. I've put starter fluid down the intake and still nothing. So that's telling me I'm getting fuel, I'm getting spark, that I must be low on compression or I've got a leak somewhere, which I thought I'd already checked compression on this, and I believe it was reading around 100 or 90 maybe. So we're gonna test it again. And I thought that was a good reading from some of the things I'd read, but I'm now finding out that I should be getting near 120 on this. So we are going to check compression. Got our gauge hooked up. Let's give it some kicks, see what happens. And we are at 120 actually. So we're pretty good on compression. So that's fine. The next thing would be the crank seals, which could be the culprit. We've got our crank puller on there. Just got this off of Amazon this morning because I did not have the right size. And this looks like it's been used. So there is that. Pretty dirty. Now this condenser doesn't look like it's in the greatest of shape, so it could be that. But again, I am getting spark. We're gonna go ahead and take the stator off. Looking at this, that seal looks just fine. The air could still be getting passed, but I'm just feeling for any air when I crank it. I think we are okay there. So condenser, looking like the condenser. And we're gonna run some tests on this to see. I know the coil's fine. We'll be back.